I don't even understand men these days. Like, I just don't get it. You're just walking on the road.
No, I'm like these days.
No, but seriously, you'll be walking on the road on your own, and then you just be like, one man that you don't even know from Adam just be telling you, yeah, smile, baby girl, smile, or my color, this and that. I don't even get it. Like, what is your point, though? You're not like doing anything for me. So why are you telling me to smile? Are you my daddy? Why are you telling me to smile? I don't get it, though.
So you know what's interesting is the fact that I've never ever in my life, in the whole of my entire existence, I've never seen a man tell another man to smile. Like, take for example, you're in the bank and you are, on the line just waiting to be attended to, and then just picture a man telling another man standing in front of him, like taps him and says, "Bros, smile now."
Don't say it's gay now.
Do you understand? It's not even that. It's that it does not happen.
Exactly.
Do you get?
Exactly.
So why do you do that to women? Why do you think that women owe you smiles? Does it make you like more confident, less nervous? Like, I'm just... Honestly, it's gutter behavior.
It doesn't even make sense.
No, it doesn't.
Honestly.
It absolutely
and
doesn't.
honestly, for every single man that is listening to this, please, if you're in the habit of telling your women that you don't know to smile, please stop. It is not nice. It is not fresh. It is not funny. You're not Wizkid. You're not my daddy. You're not anybody's daddy. So try to stop that. Anyways, guys.
Welcome to today's episode of the Beauty Unfiltered podcast. I'm in Chiamakana here again today. And we're back in this big... Okay, never mind.
We're in a podcast, though.
Yes, I know.
Okay. And with me today, we have, a very, very special guest. He's a fashion designer, a medical doctor.
I know, that's right.
And recently, one of, the ex-housemates of the BB Naija season 6, Shine Ya Eye. Woo-hoo! Can you guess who? Yeah, we have no other person than Yerins in the house. Yerins, I don't think I've ever met a BB Naija housemate in the flesh before.
Me too.
This is like the first time.
I was like, is this my fangirl moment? When I was talking to him, I was like, ooh. Now I can finally say I've met one of them because I've never... Okay, that's it. Like, I've met one. But yeah, it still stands.
To me, you met one without me.
I've met one.
Really?
I'm sorry.
Is this fair?
I'm sorry, but yeah, it still works. So hi, Yerins. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm loving the whole atmosphere, the vibe. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, so now stop blushing and get to it.
Okay. Now, today's episode basically is going to be centered on a particular topic that we feel has been going on for quite some time, and that is the male gaze, the beauty perceptions and the male gaze, We want to try and explore how this male gaze has affected fashion, has affected beauty for thousands of generations, I remember back when I was in primary school and I used to watch all these cartoons, of maybe Cinderella and Snow White and Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
All of them had a certain complexion. Although you couldn't blame them because it was made by whites. But then all of them had this certain complexion. All of them had this...
Figure.
Yes, exactly. All of them had this figure. I mean, you could never see a fat girl becoming a princess.
I know, right?
At all.
It's almost like we do matter, guys. We can be princesses too.
The only Disney princess I can even remember out of everyone was I think Jasmine.
Yeah.
And then even Jasmine herself had a certain kind of figure.
Yeah.
Do you get?
I don't think it counts.
Honestly, it's weird. And I feel like it's because, males have this perception that you must look like this.
It's this standard.
Yes.
It's that they've sort of set this standard over the years of how women are supposed to look. But anyway, before we get into this conversation, I think it's important that we kind of pay attention to the fact that we need to explain what the male gaze is. I mean, someone is listening and they're like, what are they saying talking about? So basically, the male gaze, really just explains the depiction of women by men in the media or in literature. Like, it's how the world kind of sees women through the lens of
a man.
Yeah.
So it's, you're fine if your nose is like this and your hips are like that and you get a certain type of way, or you don't fit into the standard of beauty if you're this way, that way. And it feels like women have just had to always struggle to fit into all of these standards their entire lives. Exactly. So from when you're a young girl, someone is already showing you what to look like or who to be like she was saying about, the cartoons that we all watched growing up and how it just painted a picture. So that's what today is about. But I mean, as we get into it, it will be nice. I mean, we have a guy in the house, which is really important because it would be nice to hear, for example, Yerins, when was the first time that you, as a person, what was the first time that you realized that you had a shaped perception of what women should look like or how you thought that they were supposed to dress? What's, was the first time you remember thinking, oh, this is what a perfect woman is like?
Yeah, for me, it was really interesting. When I started medical school, I had a girlfriend. And before I started my relationship with this girl, I've always, just the idea that all women have to have, a certain shape of boobs.
There it is, guys.
What type of shape?
Just the perky, No, that was the
Where do you think that came from?
Yes, it's just when you're growing and you just probably media, online, everywhere, you just. That's what you see. Even dolls.
Yes.
Even dolls, right? So you see the dolls and you see this, and this is normal
to you.
Yes, this is normal.
Okay.
And when I started medical school, when I was dating this girl, she was an American, but she had her boobs weren't perky. Yeah. So that was something I was like.
Like what? They lied to me.
Yeah, but
you mean they don't all come with perky boobs?
And I didn't really tell her about that. I didn't have that conversation with her. But after some period, I got to really grow past that mentality. Okay. This is amazing. Who she is, and that mentality is more of you have no experience with someone. No, I see it online, you'll see a female will post an image of her and she's not with the perky boobs. Everybody will start. And I feel like those people don't have that experience with any. They have not had an experience with a real woman.
Honestly,
if they had, they will move past that, and that was my first experience.
I mean, it's interesting that Yerins actually thinks that men who are a certain type of way about the way a woman looks who is not considered to be the standard is because they haven't had an experience. I actually do not think so, and here's why. So I think that it's not that they don't know that a whole world exists outside of Disney and TV and everything that we see, because you have grandmas, you have aunties, you have sisters. So, but I think that it's the fact that somehow they've sort of made it stick that even though you look like this, you are supposed to look like that.
I think peer influence can also be a very, very possible factor of this, because I mean, when you're with a group of guys and then they're all checking out this particular set of babes.
Guys are like that.
Exactly. And then maybe you're still trying to figure out who your type of babe is. Yeah, who your spec is. Yeah, exactly. And then you're looking at that type of babe. Oh, this is a very fine babe now and this and that.
Yeah.
It's sort of unconsciously, you don't know it, but it's sort of entering your mindset that this is the type of babe that you want for yourself.
Yeah.
And then it just comes like that. And I mean, we have Yerins to prove this, right?
Yes.
So, Yerins, can you ever say that peer influence was affected your specifications on what your dream woman should be?
Okay, so I don't know if I should go a little bit deep, but let me just
go as deep. Dig deep.
We want this tea.
Dig deep.
We want this tea.
I mean, go ahead. Just give it to us.
Okay,
we want to see it.
So most men visualize women for the first time. Okay, so here's how men and women, how you bring a stranger into your life and then you love that stranger. So for men, so you like this girl now, normally, or through evolution, or how we've gone to this stage of life, we've survived this far. In order to survive, we have to first like someone before we bring that person closer to ourselves.
Okay.
And that can't be in details. Like that like can't be in like, I want this girl has this imperfection, but I like her the way she is. It can't work like that. Your brain needs to like something. There's that pleasure
that you can see.
That you
so
can
now
see.
Connect every other
yes
thing.
yes before you bring that person close to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, that being said, you have to see the male have to see the woman as a trophy for the first time. The first time.
Can I
say, I like this girl. This girl will look good with me. That's how the brain wants you to bring that person close to you. It works both genders.
Michelle, would you say that's where the definition trophy wife came from?
I mean, it's part of where it came from.
I think so.
But I also think that, I mean, maybe we should let him finish, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, we should let you finish. But I mean, we're just like, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So if I want to go very deep on that, I will say when you like a girl, you feel some types of neurotransmitters in your brain, right?
Let's have it done. Yes. Let's have it.
Yeah.
Yes. So when you like a girl, there is this pleasure hormone. It's the same neurotransmitter that you feel when you get lots of like and lots of comments in low dosage.
Yes.
But that dosage is very high when you like a girl, right? So to feel that way, that's also another evolutionary process of accepting someone close to you. Okay. If a food doesn't taste good, your probability of eating it will be bad. But that's not the idea of your survival. The idea is for you to eat. Right?
Yeah.
But that good taste is needed, right? Yeah. Same way with bringing someone close to you, that good feeling. Okay. And because of our society and because of how just like food, you want to make the food so perfect. Of course, you snap with that. You want. You know that when you eat the food, it's all inside, but we don't care about those parts. We want it to look so neat.
The aesthetics.
Exactly.
And taste good.
That is one thing that is very high in men. And sometimes people overlook the part that, women are like just us, like they're just like
human beings.
They are human beings, and they concentrate on that aesthetic, that trophy. Oh, my girl has to look this because of the whole, like you said, peer pressure. The whole society. Most men, I keep saying this. The idea of even patriarchy is man-made. The idea that men is man-made. Yeah. So, and this thing has been done so often that it's now normal.
It's now normal to everyone.
Yes. So, I think people just, have grown to the extent that we forget these little details. And I think the best way is create awareness. Stuff like this, let people learn and be open to new conversations.
So while he was talking, right, he said something about how it's that sometimes they get so carried away that they forget that they're dealing with an entire human being. Yeah. And I think it's important that we talk about that as women, because here we are being defined and being, put into this box of how we should be and how we should act. So women are not an extension of men. We do not live to serve at their pleasure. We do not live to be aesthetically appeasing to men. I think that what happens usually, why this, keeps happening over and over again, is because men really, if we are being honest, do not see women as people. A lot of men see women as, trophies, and something to be looked at nicely or admired, desired, and this is where all of these issues come from.
And I think it stems back from the olden days, when there was like this whole idea that women are to be housewives, men are to be the ones to fend and provide for the family. So that idea is something that even us, the present generation, we're still struggling with it. Like, okay, it is. I just have to imbibe it in my head that this woman is actually a woman. She's not an extension of a man, but she is a woman. And you have to, it's something that it needs a lot of reconfiguring. It needs a lot of time to but then I could understand why it's difficult. But I don't like the fact that most men do not make that conscious effort.
So that's the thing. Yes. Nobody wants to put in the work.
They don't.
And it's like when you're talking about it, it's like you're overreacting.
Thank you.
It's like you're making it up. And I'm like, it's right in front of you. You can see it. But you're choosing not to. Exactly. Because it serves you to act like it doesn't exist as a problem. Than for you to address it as a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting because we were talking, I think it was just yesterday. We were talking.
Yesterday.
And you and I were talking about how this is even harmful to women. This pressure, this need to be desired. So a lot of women live their entire lives and they alter themselves. Like they start to put themselves in baggy clothes. There are women who have, really beautiful shapes and they want to flaunt it. But because they are also afraid to be objectified by men, they don't want to be catcalled.
There's even anorexia.
Thank you. I was reading an article about a babe who said she loves her figure, she wants to dress it up and just, wear things that really like just show all of that. But she stopped at a point because as a young girl, she started getting a lot of catcalling. Like it was just a lot of catcalling. People would make all sort of lewd comments at her. And she just, her mind, she started getting affected by it. So she decided to put herself in oversized clothes. Like, okay, maybe if I wear big clothes and they don't see me, then they will stop catcalling me. But I don't think that that's a lasting solution.
Sean, exactly.
Because it means that women have to continually alter themselves. Just deny themselves of the things that bring them pleasure or makes them feel good about themselves. Mm-hmm. Just because they're trying not to get catcalled.
Exactly.
Or they're trying not to get called a prostitute. Because this thing is like on both sides, right? We're talking about the whole Ashewo dress thing yesterday. And we're saying that there are a lot of women who like to wear these things because it makes them feel good. They don't care whether Yerins is looking.
There's some women too that don't actually like to wear it.
But they feel pressured to do it because that's what you're like.
A lot of online vendors these days, that is what they're selling. That they're selling that, revealing clothes and everything. And they don't just have clothes for everybody. It now seems like as if, even when these vendors are selling their clothes, they'll be putting captions like, dress like this for your man. If your man sees you with this.
Guy,
do you wear this for your next
your
date?
Clothes and go. Just tell us how much the dress is. Nobody cares whether my boyfriend will like it or not. Like, just sell the damn clothes. Like, it just feels wrong that every time we want to push something to women, we push it from a standpoint of men like it. Women don't live for the existence of... you get the general idea. But I think that we have to like move it along now. But we were also thinking of asking you personally, like, what are the... like, when you look at yourself, what would you say... Would you say that you've gotten to a point where you see women from a standpoint of, okay, so this is another human being. It doesn't matter that, I have a certain preference. I can like what I like because that's okay. We all like what we like. But it's okay to go find what you like in the people who like the same things that you like. Rather than, trying to influence or pressure other people who are just living their lives, other women to like something that you like. So would you say that this is something that you've consciously tried to like work on or are working on, or maybe not?
Like exactly what you said. It's something that I have gone through, and I've been a victim of that, mentality. And of course, right now I don't have that. I have 100% respect for women, and being themselves. Exploring their beauty however they want to. Yeah. So it's something that unfortunately, the society that I grew up in, didn't. I had to go learn that myself, learn that myself, and get to a particular stage in my life that I'm like, okay, I need to stop saying, I need to do this. I need to act this way towards women and all. So I've witnessed it, but now I'm past that.
Woohoo! Anyway,
that's nice.
Yeah, that's really nice. I think we've kind of like touched upon a lot of important things. Yeah. But it's important that we wrap this thing up by saying that women need to own their gaze. Mm-hmm. Take it back, sis. Just take that gaze back, because if you are living to, always keep satisfying or living up to some expectation that some random man is setting, you're never going to be able to meet. We will never be free like this, and we need this freedom. So, let's just remember that at first you need to feel good about yourself.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what the next man thinks. So sis, if you put on that Ashewo dress and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, whoa, you look good, then by all means wear it.
You know?
But if you don't like it, don't wear it. And I mean, it just goes for everything else. I think it's just important that we own the fact that you are a human being and you are allowed to like what you like. Not necessarily because it's a standard that some man sets, but because it's something that makes you feel comfortable as a human being, because you are a human being. So yeah.
Sister, you're coming with bars. And I have an interesting question for Yerins. Okay, right. So in your stay in the Big Brother Naija house, did this male gaze ever affect any of the housemates, like in their dressing, in their fashion? Did it ever affect anyone, or did you have examples of it? And if so, please share.
One thing that I was really, proud, or like one thing that amazed me was how the ladies carried themselves in the house. They were so confident of who they were, each of them. Like I spoke with Angel, I spoke with Lico Rose. These are two different kind of people, but they are not the. If you're very close with them, they are not like very cautious of, oh my God, I need to be, but they are beautiful. You get close to them and you see this amazing personality in them, and they don't even have any need to explain who they are
to anyone.
Yeah, so I think almost all the females in the house had that. They were just themselves. And that was something beautiful.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
That's
before we wrap this up, we're wondering, what are you up to these days? Like, what's next? What's happening?
I'm actually working on some amazing stuff. I'm planning on doing an art exhibition this November. It's going to be really huge.
That's
and
nice.
Then next
year... Would you send us invites?
Oh, definitely. I'll try my best. I'll try. Next year, creative fields, maybe music, art, fashion,
that's
something
beautiful.
great.
Yeah. When are we going to get fits from you, Yerin?
Oh?
When are we going to get fits from you?
As per fashion designer.
Oh, yeah.
You thought we were going to let you go easy. For where?
I'm working on something amazing, so probably soon.
That's cool. We're rooting for you, Yerin.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
much. We're rooting for you. Guys, that's it. Thank you for joining us on today's podcast. Thank you, Yerins, for coming. This was
You're very welcome.
Yeah. And please make sure to listen on all our audio platforms, YouTube, and follow our socials, please. You just need to see more of these baby girls, so please just follow our socials.
And the next time a fella tells you to smile, just you to tell him it looks better when he smiles.
Exactly.
I mean, since we're all quoting lyrics now,
Abio,
let's do it.
All right.
Thank
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.